Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to bring you another episode of my brand new comics haul. I put these out every single Wednesday whenever I go down to my local comic shop and pick up all of the new releases I'm going to be getting this week. So I have quite a haul here. I treated myself to a few extra issues, one that came out last week, and I think we've got a total of 4 different publishers. Alright, so let's get right into this haul. Where's the bag? Did I leave it at the comic shop? Oh no. Hello, is this the comic shop?
Oh, hey, is this Otto?
Yeah, it's me. Have you seen my bag around by chance?
No, I haven't seen a bag.
Oh no. Please keep your eye out for it. Do you have like a lost and found or anything?
No, why would we have a lost and found?
Okay, so you don't have to be mean about it. Alright, let's get right into this haul. So I think I have a total of 7 different issues from Marvel. So let's get it kicked off right here with the Hellfire Gala. I'm going over this second week of the Hellfire Gala, just in the issue that you're actually supposed to read these issues based on the checklist that's in the back of them and the reading order that they give you. So the first one I have here is Excalibur, issue number 21, the first Hellfire Gala from the Excalibur series. I'm not a regular reader of Excalibur, and honestly, I have read some of the back issues on Marvel Unlimited, and it's not my favorite series, but I'm getting all of the Hellfire Gala stuff, and you never know what important announcements could be happening in these different series. I don't think this is actually one of the key issues. They've highlighted in red on the checklist which Hellfire Gala tie-ins are the most important that you really need to get the scoop on what's the future for Krakoa and the new X-Men team and all that. But this is written by Tini Howard with art by Marcus To. I'm pretty sure they're just the main creative team on the Excalibur series. So I'm still kind of excited to read this. I'm curious to know how Excalibur has been lately. I think the last time I read an issue of this series was when Ten of Swords was still going on. I did a review of the first week of the Hellfire Gala, so check that out if you haven't already. And I'm planning on making this a continuous series until the gala is over, so tomorrow I'll probably be dropping my review of these 2 or 3 issues of the Hellfire Gala. We'll get into the specifics about why it's 2 or 3 in a second. But yeah, that's Excalibur number 21. Like I said, Excalibur isn't my favorite series. I haven't been getting it, but I'm still excited to see how it's been lately and how this issue is. And then the second issue, the Hellfire Gala I've got here. This is probably one of the most exciting, important issues of the Hellfire Gala, if not the most. This is X-Men issue number 21. So a lot of people know this, but if you don't, X-Men is wrapping up. So Jonathan Hickman, who is the head behind everything X-Men lately, ever since he revamped the whole X-Men franchise with House of X and Powers of 10, it's branched out into all these different series, X-Men, Excalibur, and all that, where the X-Men have now had their own island. They're making world trade deals, and they're like the richest nation in the world. After being hated and feared for so long, the mutants finally have what they deserve. But now, with issue 21, Jonathan Hickman's actual run on the main X-Men series is coming to a close because one of the main things coming out of this Hellfire Gala is that they're announcing the next team of X-Men, the official Heroes of Krakoa, which is supposed to actually be happening in this issue. Of course, they've already announced the team on Marvel.com and everything. We have the first 2 or 3 issues of this new X-Men run solicited with the new team. So as excited as I am for that, I'm still disappointed to see Hickman is leaving the X-Men book. He's come out with some pretty good issues. Although it hasn't been my very favorite series overall, the last issue was absolutely insane. It was just the best X-Men content that we've gotten since House of X and Powers of 10, and it really tied back to the core of what Jonathan Hickman started so long ago. It kind of felt like the whole series was just filler issues until that issue number 20 last time. Alright, and this last one, my shop set it aside for me because I said I wanted everything Hellfire Gala, and I guess this sort of is a Hellfire Gala tie-in. It's not in the official listing of the 12 issues that you're supposed to get to complete the gala, but I still picked it up because he set it aside for me. But this is Children of the Atom, issue number 4, one of the newer Dawn of X-Men titles. I don't know too much about this one, but what I do know is that it follows these, Children of the Atom, which are mutants. They're these teenagers, and I think it's confusing whether or not they actually are mutants, but they're not going to Krakoa. They've chosen to stay in, I think, New York City and just protect the people instead of going to Krakoa, just like the X-Men used to do when they used to, fight evil, and that was their whole thing. But I guess they've heard about the Hellfire Gala, and I was reading the description of this issue just to find out a little bit more on whether it should actually be an official Hellfire Gala tie-in or not, and it completely talks about the Hellfire Gala in the description, and at least the heroes finding out about it. I was even looking inside, and it does not look like they actually go to the gala itself, but they are looking at it in social media and whatnot. So this is the first issue of this series I've ever gotten. It's written by Vita Ayala, with art by Paco Medina. I might review this along with those other 2 Hellfire Gala issues in the week 2 reviews tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to read it and find out whether it like actually ties in enough to be reviewed alongside. We'll see, but look out for that video dropping tomorrow. All right, on to another event issue from Marvel. This one is Heroes Reborn, issue number 6. So this one is following Power Princess. Each one of these Heroes Reborn issues so far, except for the first and last issues, have been following different members of the Squadron Supreme, who is this super team, which is basically the equivalent of the Avengers in this world that we've been seeing throughout the Heroes Reborn event, in which the Avengers never came to be. It's a world without most of the heroes that we know. Instead, the Squadron Supreme are like the Avengers of this reality. We found out in a recent issue that they're worshipping Mephisto, so there's some pretty shady stuff going on in the background of this world. There's some things that are better about it, some things that are worse than just the main Marvel universe, and it's become clear that this is not an alternate universe. It's the regular 616 Marvel universe having been changed by something, someone with a lot of power has changed it so that the Squadron Supreme are the main team, and all of the other little details that have changed. But it's written by Jason Aaron as usual, and then the art on this one is by Erica Durso. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. We've been having a different artist on each issue as well to follow different members of the Squadron, but this is wrapping up with issue 7, and then I think the grand finale is in a one-shot. I don't know why they couldn't have just included it in the main title, but that one-shot is called Heroes Return, where we'll be just like the bookend where all of the Avengers have remembered that how the world used to be, and they're retaliating against the Squadron Supreme in some final showdown. Alright, next up from Marvel Comics this week, we've got The Amazing Spider-Man, number 68. Hard to remember what issue they're on. This comes out so frequently. We also got an issue last week because they're rolling out this Chameleon Conspiracy story arc weekly throughout the month of June, and then after that it's leading into the Sinister War event, which is branching off into a whole nother title tying into Amazing Spider-Man just called Sinister War. But right now with this Chameleon Conspiracy story arc, I think it's going to be 4 issues in total, ending with an extra issue of Amazing Spider-Man. And while I am having to spend a lot of extra money on these weekly issues for no apparent reason, I have been enjoying Amazing Spider-Man quite a lot lately, more than I had been in the past with the Last Remain story arc and some stuff that came before it. It has more of a lighthearted feel to it again, and there's some pretty good plot points and old characters being brought back. We have been getting some backup stories really leading into Sinister War, where we've been seeing Kindred, the main villain behind most of Nick Spencer's Spidey run, who has recently been revealed to be Harry Osborn. We've been seeing Teresa Parker, Peter's sister, confronting Chameleon in his jail cell. There's some history with Peter and Teresa's parents that they're referencing that I'm not too familiar with, but I'm still excited to read this one. So that's Amazing Spider-Man number 68. Alright, and then finishing it off with Spider-Man issues this week. There's always more than one. Marvel rolls out so much different Spider-Man stuff, whether it's Miles Morales or, Spider-Gwen or just random alternate universes. But this one is What If? Spider-Man Spider Shadow, issue number 3. It's been a pretty solid series so far. I don't think I've been enjoying it quite as much as some people have, but as the title would suggest in the little logo in the corner there, this is a What If comic, and Marvel has put out What If comics in the past. It's been a kind of a long tradition, but this is the first time that they've rolled out these What If universes in which, something a little bit different happened. That's the whole idea behind What If. This is the first time that they've done miniseries, and Chip Zdarsky, along with Pascal Ferry, the artist, have been having a lot of time to really flesh out this universe and, what really would happen if Spider-Man had kept the Venom symbiote after he had found out that it was a sentient being. So in these last couple issues, we've seen Spider-Man really going down this dark spiral and murdering different criminals so that they don't keep on breaking out of jail and continuing to commit crimes. Kind of becoming like the Punisher, except more powerful because he's got the symbiote basically controlling him. So I'm excited to see whether they're able to have Peter make his redemption and get rid of the Venom symbiote in the end, or if this is just going to be a really depressing, dark story in which Spider-Man goes insane and just murders everybody. Alright, and then the final issue that I've actually got from Marvel this week. We're finally done with Marvel. Got a lot of issues this week, but this one is Strange Academy number 11, Who Shattered Toth? This is supposed to be a big murder mystery issue, which I'm excited to see. I think this creative team could really pull that off, and each issue of this series has kind of just been one-shot issues for a while now, because it's kind of like a kid-centered series. It's, I guess, kid-friendly. It's not super kiddie or anything. It's good for any age, and it's been super solid. This is a really great series, and I recommend it to anybody who has been sitting on this one, not actually picking it up. But yeah, we're pretty deep into the series at this point. We've been seeing these characters fleshed out throughout the 11 issues that we've had so far. Written by Scotty Young with art by Humberto Ramos, an absolutely killer creative team. I loved Scotty Young's run on Deadpool, and Humberto Ramos has done great work on like Spider-Man, Champions, a bunch of different stuff, but kind of a cartoon art style. And Strange Academy centers around this group of young budding magic users who are being trained in Strange Academy in New Orleans by a bunch of, experienced magic users. And now on to Image Comics. I've got only one issue from them this week. This one is Geiger number 3. So I was kind of considering not picking up this issue because, to be completely honest, that issue number 2 just wasn't really for me. I think everybody else liked it a whole lot more than I did. But last issue we saw this sister and brother whose mom was murdered in this basically Las Vegas like Camelot building. I guess it used to be, I'm trying to remember the name. Let me know in the comments if you're remembering it. But in Las Vegas they have all of these like parodies of famous places. So this was a castle, and in this post-apocalyptic like nuclear war world, this king, a young man, has taken over the castle and is like doing shady deals with different people. He's kind of an overlord of Las Vegas, and he had a package stolen to him by this mother of the brother and sister, and he had to track her down. We don't know what's actually in the package except it is something valuable. So the brother and sister were able to escape and come across the glowing man, this fabled man who protects his bunker in near Las Vegas in the outskirts in the basically desert, who got his powers from radiation. Okay, and then for the last single issue that I have this week, this is actually one that came out last week. But I picked it up this week because I heard such good things about it. I probably should have just gotten it last week, but there were still plenty of copies left. You guys probably know about this one, but this is The Nice House on the Lake from the DC Black Label imprint. I don't get any DC comics, but obviously Black Label is like their basically indie imprint that they use for comics they publish that are not connected to the DC universe at all. It's just, standalone stuff, just like what Image puts out. But this is written by James Tynion IV, a very powerhouse writer in comics right now. He's writing like 6 different series. The art on this one is by Alvaro Martinez Bueno. So yeah, it has something to do with this nice house on the lake. Some man, I think, who was like trying to manipulate different people on the internet and get them to come to this house. And then, of course, some sort of paranormal thing actually goes on in the house. So it's some sort of horror series. As you can see on the cover there, with somebody wading through water with a bunch of skeletons from, I guess, past people who came to the nice lake on the house. And then finally, I got a collection with my points that I can use at my comic shop. Basically, when you spend money there, you get points, and then you can spend those points once you have enough on collected editions. So this one I've had my eye on. It's been out, I think, for like a few weeks at this point. I've kept my eye on it. It was on the shelf, but I finally decided to just get it and use my points. This is We Live Volume 1 Extinction Day. So I've heard really good things about this series. I don't know too much what it's actually about. I decided to just give it a try. It's from Aftershock Comics, the first series that I've ever gotten from Aftershock Comics. I think somebody actually recommended this to me in a past video, so thank you for that. Some sort of like post-apocalyptic, I'm not sure if it's actually post-apocalyptic or just some sort of future. It says in the back for the description, the year is 2084 and the world is different. It looks like it's post-apocalyptic with this like overgrown wasteland basically. So it should be following this little girl and her companion. I don't know what the deal is. But the description says that it has something to do with aliens and humans finally discovering aliens and then deciding to send off like a large number of children, I guess, to explore this alien world. Alright, well that's every single one of the brand new issues that I picked up this week. Man, this was quite a haul. I think I got like 10 different items in total, except one of them was a collected edition. That's a lot of issues. A total of 4 different companies that I bought from today. DC Black Label, Marvel, Image, and Aftershock. So I'm super excited to dip into these comics. Some nice indie ones, and of course some good Marvel issues with Hellfire Gala and everything. Look out for the reviews of Hellfire Gala Week 2. Tomorrow I'll be putting out that video. So yeah, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe. It's the big red button which is sitting right below this video. You can also hit the notifications bell which is sitting right next to it. You'll be notified every single time I post a new video if you don't want to miss any. And please comment below what you thought of the video. Compared to the actual number of views that I get very little comments. So I'd really love to know who's watching. I love responding to you guys' comments. Please let me know, who you are down in the comment section below and what you picked up this week. So that's everything for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye, guys.